Hey, this is Mel from How to Play Guitar with S.com and Unleash Your Inner Guitar Hero. Hey, somebody in my group on school, SKOOL, asked, SKOOL.com, asked me about how to transition their chords more smoothly. So this lesson is in response to that question. Let's go. Okay, so here's some of the tricks that I use. You really have to try to find, when you're switching your chords, a finger or two that you can use to segue from one chord to another. I often call them pivot fingers. For example, if I have a C chord like this, okay, and I want to go to an A minor, honestly, all I really need to do is take my third finger here on the A string and put it down on the G string here, second fret. I'm just going from here to here. Okay, and that's an easy switch from C to A minor. Okay, now I could transition to another chord. For example, I could transition to a D7 by, again, leaving that first finger right here on the B string, first fret, and go to a D7. Okay, that looks like that. Now, if I want to go, I could go back to the C, A minor. I can also do what's called a G sus4. Okay, so we will call this the Jesus chord, the G sus4. Okay, so that first finger is on the B string here, and then I take it off to go to a regular G. All right, now here's another way. Here's another a few more chords that you can use to transition from one chord to another. If I have this 4-finger G chord, all right, and actually I showed this in a different video, but I'll just reiterate it for those that haven't seen that yet. So if I've got this G chord, I can leave these two fingers here and bring these two fingers down for a C add 9. I'll leave these two fingers here for a D sus4. Leave these two fingers here, put this first finger on the second fret of the D string for an A7 sus4, and leave these two fingers here and put the first finger on the A string, second fret, for an E minor 7, okay? So really I'm leaving those two fingers down and getting all these different chords, G, C add 9, D sus4, A7 sus4, to E minor 7, okay? All right, cool. So here's another way. If I have this G, by the way, it can be this G or this G, by the way. I'll use this G just for something different. I'm going to leave this first finger on the second fret of the A string, use that as a pivot finger. I'm going to back up a little bit. Here's E minor. So I'm going to do that again. G, trying to get as close to those frets as I can get. Leaving that first finger there, E minor. Leaving that second finger there, go to C. Leaving the first finger there, go to D7. Take the third finger, slide it from the second fret on the E string to the third fret, back over to G. I'll do it again. So G, leaving this first finger here, E minor. Leaving the second finger here for C. Leaving the first finger here for D7, sliding that third finger from the second fret of the E string back to the third fret for that G again. All right. And again, each one of these could be isolated. For example, I could go just from back and forth between this G and E minor, just using that first finger as a pivot finger. Okay. Same thing with E minor, using the second finger to go to C. E minor to go to C. Or C to D7. Now I'll be honest, D7 isn't always used all the time. It depends on the song. A lot of Beatles tunes and old bluegrass and old blues tunes use this, but a lot of people use that D chord. Well, remember that D that we just did? Okay, we did the D sus4 a minute ago. There's a regular D. You can leave that third finger on the B string, third fret, and then just transition to the G chord like this. That 4-finger G to the D. Just leaving that third finger there. Remember, I can still go to C add 9, can still go to E minor 7, so still E minor 7, even if the pinky isn't on there. All right, so I'm just always leaving a finger down. Here's another example. This is a song called Wild Thing. I'm going to start with this 3 fingers on the 2nd fret of the 1st finger on the D string, 2nd finger on the G string, 3rd finger on the B string, all 2nd fret. I'm going to go from the A chord here, take that 3rd finger, slide it over to the 3rd fret to go to D. Take the 1st finger that's on the 2nd fret of the G string, slide it back to the 1st fret to go to an E. Slide that 1st finger back to go to the D. Slide the 3rd finger to go back to the A. So I could do this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. This is wild. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Wild thing. Okay, pretty simple. That's an easy one. Again, you're just using the 3rd finger as a pivot finger to go from the 2nd fret on the A, or the 2nd fret on the B string. It's on the A. It's an A chord, but it's the 2nd fret on the B string, 3rd finger, to go to 3rd fret on the B string. It's the D chord. Leaving that 1st finger here, 2nd fret on the G, going to the 1st fret on the G to make an E major chord. Okay? So these are all just pivot fingers. Okay? Really easy ways to transition your different chords that you're trying to use for your various songs that you're trying to learn. Okay? So it's a pretty easy lesson on using pivot fingers to transition to different chords. I encourage you to check it out. Leave me a comment below, and I'll see you next time. This is Mel from How to Play Guitars and Unleash Your Inner Guitar Hero on School, SKOOL.com. See you there. Bye for now.